everybody. Welcome back to another daily drop here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and the topic today, Carolina basketball, the transfer portal. We're going to keep banging this thing out until the Tar Heels get their next player from the portal. We believe that they will. We believe it'll be a forward who could play with a little bit of brawn. Yesterday's drop was about Van Allen Lubin from Vanderbilt, someone we really, really like. We put him out there because, A, we know there's been growing contact between Carolina and Van Allen Lubin, and B, I wanted to give people a name to focus on so they can go watch video about the kind of player he is and understand that Carolina's not going to get that 7-footer that everybody wanted, and they're going to have to settle for someone a little bit different, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's worse, because he's a really good player. And there are other really good players out there that will help this team win a ton of games next season. And people need to understand that. And it's possible that the Tar Heels could be a national championship contender without adding that 7-footer, that 6'11" or 7-foot guy. And the reason I say that is because past history, recent history suggests you don't have to have a dominant 7-footer, a 32, 35-minute-a-game 7-footer who swats shots into the stands and flushes all misses through the rim by breaking backboards and doing all that kind of stuff. That's kind of what people were really envisioning with some of these dudes. You don't have to have that to win a national championship. I know the last 3 champions had that. I know that UConn off the charts with Donovan Clingan. I get that. UConn the last 2 years, they had that up front. I know that Kansas had it 2 years ago up front. So the last 3 champions had it. But guess what? Baylor didn't. And that's what I'm going to talk about here. I'm going to highlight some champions over the last 8 years that didn't have inside what Carolina fans, most of them, expressed that they wanted out of the portal here the last few weeks, to show you don't have to have that guy to win a national championship if you got the other parts. Exhibit A is Baylor. Baylor in 2021, they didn't have a dominant big guy. Didn't have one at all. Did not have a dominant big guy. But Jonathan Chatua, I've always been terrible at pronouncing his name. He's 6'8". He played about 19 minutes a game, but he averaged 6.4 points. He averaged 19 minutes, 6.4 points. He was 6th on the team in scoring, 6th on the team in minutes. Flo Thamba was 6'10". He averaged 15 minutes. He was 7th, 8th on the team in minutes. He was 8th on the team in minutes, 4 points a game. What's interesting about Baylor, and I'm going to focus on them, A, because of the most recent example, B, because there's an extremeness to this, if you will, if that's even a word. We'll allow that word today. The 4 of the starters on that team were 6'5" and shorter. The top 7 players in minutes on that team, the tallest guy was Matthew Mayer, if you remember him, came off the bench, 6'9", total wing player. All right. And then, of course, Chamwa Chatua, he was 6'8". Gave him a little bit of production, a little bit of grit. The rest were 6'5" and shorter. Guards, wings, small wings by today's measure. And they ran away with the national championship. Virginia in 2019. Okay. Jack Salt, Jay Huff, I get it. Salt, 7 feet and thick as can be. Huff wasn't super thick, a little wiry, but 7 feet as well. But here's the thing about those guys. They averaged 4.4 and 3.7 points a game, respectively, Salt and Huff. They were 7th and 8th on the team in scoring. The top 6 scorers in that team were guards and step-away forwards. Carolina's got guards and step-away forwards. Villanova in 2018. Omari Spellman was a freshman, 6'9", wasn't 7 feet. He went for 10 points, 8 boards a game. Nice player, 4th leading scorer on the team, but they had 6 guys in double figures. He was a point away from being the 6th leading scorer in that team. Again, real nice player, but he wasn't the focal point. and not a ton of stuff ran through him. If you remember watching that team, and they had dudes dropping stuff all over the place. They could score. They had a lot, and they were impossible to defend much of the time. I'm going to go Villanova 2016 as well. Now, that's a little bit different because Daniel Chefu started in the post, 6'11", nice player, 10 points, 7.5, 8 rebounds a game, but he only played 23.4 minutes a game. He was fifth on the team in scoring. So, there may be a loose argument made here, maybe a loose example, if you will, but he was fifth on the team in scoring, played 23 minutes a game. He was 6'11". The rest of the guys were smaller, or more step away, undersized power forwards, if you will, when they were acting as power forwards, playing as power forwards. Again, a lot of perimeter-oriented stuff, a lot of slashing stuff. So that's 4 national champions going back to 2016, the Chris Jenkins team that beat Carolina at the buzzer. And that's just as many as otherwise. Carolina in 17 had bigs. Plenty. They were fine up front, obviously, had everything you need. Carolina fans would love to have a Kennedy Meeks now. No, not going to have them. Love to have a Tony Bradley coming off the bench. You're not going to have them. But the point here is you can win a lot. You can cut down the nets with the right mix without having that guy. And let's face it, Carolina has Jalen Washington, who's 6'10". Jalen Withers is 6'9". Zayden High is 6'10". James Brown is 6'10". And if you go add a Van Allen Lubin, a JT Toppin, a great Osabor, you're talking 3 6'9" guys. Dylan Mitchell, 6'8", strong dude, or 6'8" guys. Toppin 6'9", Osabor is 6'9", I believe. Mitchell 6'8", and Lubin is 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan. He plays 6'10". So, just because the Tar Heels didn't land the giant most of you were hoping for, doesn't mean they cannot be a special team next season. They got a lot of parts out there on the perimeter, a lot of parts. And they're not terrible up front with what's coming back. Some proven role players who should get better. Imagine Jalen Washington having a summer, now having logged a bunch of minutes in college, knowing what it's all about, and then banging against Tyler Hansbrough and some of the older guys for a couple of months. It's going to help him. It's going to be better. Jalen Withers is going to be better. Zayden High is going to be better. Add another part, a competent quality part that can score, rebound, defend, and blend. They may have enough. We'll see. But the purpose of this is to tell you guys to hit the brakes, man. Stop speeding toward the edge. Let's wait and see who the Tar Heels bring in, and then we'll discuss what we think the mix is, how the player fits, and the odds are they'll fit pretty well, and there'll be enough talent on this team to do special things. Period. Are they any different than, could they be any different than Baylor a couple years ago? Maybe not. It may be the same kind of team. Who knows? They got some dudes. And let's see what the last dude or two are that they add to the team. If you think that this team can be that type of club like I was talking about, go ahead and click like on this video. If you're optimistic without knowing what the final roster is, that maybe they can be that kind of team, go ahead and click like on this video as well. If you would like for this process to get over soon and then finalize the roster, like, I don't know, in the next 20 minutes, go ahead and click like on this video as well. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Share the video with all of your Carolina Tar Heel friends. I don't know if people know we're here. Let them know we are here. And of course, for $8.33 a month, you can get a one-year subscription to our site. Same price it was when I took over the site August 1st, 2014, almost 10 years ago. Nothing else has stayed the same price. We have. Take advantage now. You never know. The price might go up. So go ahead and hop in, take advantage, and become a part of our growing and fantastic community. I'm Andrew Jones. And I'm so glad you guys stopped by. Thank you.